Today is day 16 following OMAD with no alcohol. I completely abandoned the ketogenic lifestyle over a month ago, and I have been reaching my goals following a balanced eating plan, meaning I am not following any specific diet. I can eat whatever I want within my eating window, and I'm reaching my goals, and I'm going to update you guys within this video the results that I've seen so far. It's been pretty exciting, mind-blowing, and just overall a crazy experience that was completely unexpected. I like to set my sprints for different phases of reaching my goals in 30-day increments, and so this 30 days of OMAD, meaning I am fasting for 23 hours of the day, and then I'm having my eating window within 1 hour. And during my fasted window in the mornings, I'm typically consuming water or black coffee, and I prefer my black coffee iced. And then I have picked up the habit of jumping on the rebounder for the lymph drainage benefits, as well as the overall health benefits of just moving your body and going up and down. The cool thing about the rebounder is I have read some cool studies that when you jump on the rebounder for 10 minutes, it is the equivalent of like a 30-minute run. And so I think that's pretty cool too. I also have free weights, which I lift weights every single morning as well. Just do different arm movements, squats, the kettlebell, different things. But I do like to hop on the rebounder throughout the day because it's a lot of fun and I really enjoy that just extra bit of exercise. What is up, guys? I think it is the perfect day to do a what I eat in a day. I am following OMAD with healthy, balanced, flexible eating, meaning I'm not following any specific diet. I'm not on a diet. I am simply eating within a 1 hour feeding window every single day. And I am being mindful of my calories. We're gonna get into all of this today. There's like so much to talk about today in this vlog. But first we're going to break my fast. So right now it is 12:30, and about 1 hour before my meal, I like to have a pro shake. So I mixed that up already. So I've got my keto pro shake, and I've been doing this an hour before breaking my fast because something crazy happened to me a couple weeks ago. I went to have the exact same meal. The first time I ate that same meal, I had an insane glucose spike after eating the meal. Check this out. And then the next week, I decided to get that same meal again, but I wanted to test it out to see if I would have the same glucose spike if I had this Keto Pro, which is a protein shake. It has ketones and protein combined within this shake. If I had that an hour or less before my meal, would I see the same glucose spike? Check it out what happened right here. Like, holy crap. The green line is what happened when I ate the same exact meal, same portion, same everything. I was fasted for the same amount of time that day. The only difference is I had that protein an hour or so before I had that meal. And so I literally avoided a glucose spike, which I'm not super concerned about glucose spikes right now with the whole diet flexibility thing, but I'm mindful of it. And if there is something I can do to keep my glucose stable, I'm gonna do that. And so that's why I am having that pro shake an hour or so before I break my fast. And then I'm doing about a 30-minute eating window. Now today I'm going to have Chipotle. I'm getting Chipotle for my OMAD, and the cool thing is I was able to literally build it out on their website before I'm leaving to go pick up the Chipotle, and I can see exactly what my calories and my macros and all of that is. So I have been tracking my calories in an app that I'm using just to see and to make sure that I'm in a deficit. So a lot has changed on this channel. I used to follow keto. I used to be strict keto, and I ended up finding that I had a lot of challenges staying compliant with keto, as well as feeling like I was on a diet all the time. And then also I was stalled out for a very long time, feeling like I was constantly in this like cycle of like losing and gaining over and over again, the same 5, 10, 15, up to 20 pounds. And so finally I decided that I am over diets. I'm done with the diets. I'm ready to just eat all the different foods, an abundance of food, not be restricted specific to any sort of type of diet, but I'm going to just track my food and track my calories. Now, the first month, my goal was just to maintain. I didn't want to gain weight because I know some people who gain a lot of weight their first month. I was like, you know what, if I'm gonna do this, my first month, I just want to maintain. I just want to be able to see if I can maintain and eat carbs. And I did. So I did that my first month. The second month, I was like, okay, let's get back to my goal of reaching my ultimate goal from where I am now to where I want to be. And let's do a calorie deficit, and let's plug it in with OMAD, because with OMAD I'm working on my hormones. I'm keeping my insulin levels low, and this is what I found. Our bodies are naturally able to go in like a feast and a famine mode, right? So you eat, you're gonna spike your insulin, but as long as you allow that insulin to fall and drop and like go a nice long period dropped, then you should have no problem experiencing fat loss. The other thing I did was, and I talked about this in my last video of why I stopped keto, so if you want like a really in-depth explanation, you can go check that out. But I had my microbiome tested, and that's what actually triggered me to completely abandon the keto lifestyle to start with. And when I got my microbiome tested, it literally showed me that a lot of the foods that I was eating with keto was like my personal kryptonite to my microbiome, and it was causing methane gases to be produced, and it was causing a toxic environment. And when this happens, you can create weight loss stalls and not be able to figure out why. And so when I shifted things around to avoid all the foods on my avoid list and focus on the foods that are on my superfood food list that is created just for me, and then also my list of foods that I should be eating, I no longer have any issues with foods. Like, I feel so good, so free. I don't feel guilt anymore. That was one of the things that really hit me hard with keto, is that every time I would eat a carb, I would feel tremendous guilt. And it's not good. That's not a good relationship with food. You should not feel guilty for eating anything. There is no food that is bad food, right? Right now, I think I'm on day, what am I on, day 16? Yeah, I'm on day 16 of OMAD. I have dropped 10 pounds so far. Crazy. I was not expecting to drop it this quickly. Was not. My body is responding so well to these foods for my microbiome, as well as doing the OMAD 1 meal a day and keeping myself at a calorie deficit. So for me, my body at maintenance is about 2,200 calories a day. That's where I am at maintenance. So for me to lose body fat and be at an energy deficit, I need to be below that. And so I have been around 1,300 to 1,500 a day. My biggest mistake with keto that I learned, because I went through and I actually put one of my keto days into my tracker. Oh my gosh. I found out that the calories that I was consuming when I was doing keto was over 500 calories over my maintenance level every single day. No wonder I not only was struggling with not losing, but I was also gaining it back. Like, hello, you cannot eat at a calorie surplus every day and expect your body to have any need to use your body fat for fuel. But I fell into the trap of the whole, well, you're keto, so you can just eat keto foods and you don't have to track anything and all of that stuff, which we're all told from all the keto people. And yes, while that worked for me initially to go from like 216 pounds and drop 60 of that, that mindset needed to shift the moment I hit my first plateau, and the moment that I started gaining the weight back. I needed to make the change, and I needed to start tracking my food. So if you're doing keto right now, I strongly recommend that you actually track your food in an app. I really like this app called the Carbon Diet Coach. That's what I'm using, and that's what you will see in these vlogs, how I'm tracking all of my calories and what I'm eating and stuff. I don't really particularly care about the macro portion of the breakdown, as long as I am staying under my calorie budget, as well as I am hitting my protein. Those are the two that I'm most concerned with. The carbs and the fats can go up and down as days go. It doesn't make a difference to me either way. I'm still gonna burn the same amount of fat even if I have carbs in my lifestyle. But I found, especially with like my intermittent fasting and doing OMAD and time restricted eating, having those carbs in with that meal actually makes me feel so much better during my fast. I feel really, really, really good, really good. And it makes me just feel like this is a lifestyle that I'm gonna be able to stick to long term. The moment I hit my goal where I'm like, okay, now I can maintain this, I wanna maintain this, I will have so much food freedom. I'm not gonna feel like I'm on a diet because I can eat the exact same foods, but I'm gonna just eat at a maintenance level of those foods. And I can also up my eating from 1 meal a day to 2 meals a day, as long as I'm keeping my calories equated and I'm keeping my protein equated, if I want to. Or I can keep doing OMAD forever because I feel so good with OMAD, so good. So we're gonna get right into this vlog. I'm gonna go and I'm gonna get my Chipotle, and so I will check back in with you guys in a little bit.
Doing 90 on the jet skis. Yeah, we living. Tell these haters come and get me. Come and get me. Little mama, you look sexy. And she bad. I wanna she gon' let me. See. I ain't they don't test me.
One thing I would like to mention, because it came up in the comments in one of my last videos, someone was like, you're just trying to sell us stuff. You're just doing things because it makes you money. You've actually have to be out of your mind to think that me quitting keto is good for my business in any way, shape, or form. Because my entire brand has been built around keto. All of my followers follow me because I'm doing keto. And so then for me to switch away from keto, it's a major risk to losing my entire following. Like, insane. The other thing is, I could give half a shit if anyone buys anything from me. I don't earn, my income doesn't come from this channel. It doesn't come from me selling shit personally. I've built up a really good residual income, and I do what I do because I'm really passionate about it, and I like to share my journey and take you guys along for the ride with me, but I'm not here to sell you a product. Me sharing exactly what I'm using and what I'm doing is just me showing you exactly what I'm using and what I'm doing. And like, if I have an affiliate link for something, it's because I've used that thing and I find it very helpful and I'm able to create a link. Why wouldn't I? Why would I just send you directly to the company? It doesn't make sense, right? Like, just to put it into perspective for you guys, because the thing they said was, oh my gosh, you have such a lavish lifestyle, you clearly are just trying to make money off of people. Just because I have money doesn't mean I need money, all right? So think about that for a second. My home here, I live mortgage free. Everything's paid off. I have zero debt. My car here is paid for. Everything is paid for. I have all of my children's college funds completely loaded. I have my own 401k completely loaded up. I have investments, savings. I have no actual physical need to earn an income at this point because I've got so many different sources of residual income that I do not need it. So it's like, there are so many influencers out there that just like are like, I need to make money, how can I make money? I do not think of how I can make money on anything that I put out, and anything that I create. It's not because I'm trying to make money, it's because I'm trying to better serve people, and me sharing my struggles and things that I have dealt with my own body goals and what I've experienced. I put it out there, and I'm very raw and I'm very authentic and I'm very real about it because it's a struggle of mine. I know other people are struggling with it too. And this channel and all the content that I create on all my platforms is my purpose in life, is what gives me excitement, joy, and motivation to like get up every day. I love doing it. I don't have to do it. I don't have to. This is why I've never once taken a brand deal. I've been offered multiple 6 figures to represent or just show someone's product in one of my vlogs, and I don't do it. I don't do it because I'm not money motivated. I'm impact motivated. I want to make the biggest impact. So the last video, people like in the comments, like people were just like, oh my gosh, you like, the only reason you're doing this microbiome test is because it's going to make you money. Guys, no one sent me that microbiome test. I went out and purchased it myself. I never reached out to the company. So I bought it myself exactly the same way. If you get one, that's the exact same way that I got it. I decided to try it myself. I was completely skeptical of it. And the results that happened to me after that microbiome test were so life-altering and changing to me, to the point where I've completely abandoned the keto lifestyle that I've been doing for years. And I never thought keto was my problem. I never thought my problem was keto. And that microbiome test opened it all up for me. And I truly believe if you've ever been stalled out and if you're feeling like there's something wrong and you don't know what's wrong, that's when I suggest get the microbiome test. I don't care if you buy the test from me. If you do, thank you, I appreciate it. It's an affiliate link, but it's not a partnership and it's not a brand deal. Anyone can set up an affiliate, right? You can set up an affiliate with the company. And I do get a discount for my followers with this link for you. But I'm not like, oh my gosh, how am I gonna make the money off the people with my microbiome test? Please, guys, please don't. Stop. Like, I am probably one of the only authentic influencers on this platform because I don't need the money. I don't need the money. That's why you're never gonna see a video from me where I'm like, this vlog is sponsored by blah, 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 because I don't care to be sponsored by anyone. So it's never gonna happen. If you want to support the channel, thank you. You know, the ketones are a product I've used for years. They help me with or without keto. They're an amazing tool. They're an amazing tool. I love them so much. And just because I personally have a product that I love, that I sell, doesn't mean that I'm sitting here trying to push a product on you. Especially with the What I Eat in a Day vlogs. I'm taking you guys through my day, right? And showing you exactly what I'm doing. How can I do that without showing you the product that I'm using? It makes no sense. And so I don't care if you get it or not. I'm grateful if you do, but I'm not trying to sell anything to you, right? I love you guys for you being here. I want to impact your life, regardless if you buy anything off my channel or not. I want to change your life. I want to make an impact. I want to. I want to share what's working. I was struggling for so long with keto without even realizing it, and that's what really slowed me down in a lot of the content I was creating, because I felt like, how am I going to make an impact when I'm struggling myself? And now I feel like I'm coming out of the other side of that, and I actually have something that is working that I think is going to help a lot of people. But you know, any negative comments that come in, that is the stuff that drains me, and I just don't want to see it. Like, I don't. So please, if you're gonna make a negative comment, go make it on someone else's channel, okay? Like, positive vibes here. I'm human. I'm a person. I still like, when I read something and someone says something that's like insulting to my soul, like, it hurts. It hurts my feelings. And so, like, you know, that last video of me coming out not doing keto anymore was major for me. And like, I think it's crazy that people have such a strong opinion on that. Like guys, what's wrong with us? Where we have such a strong opinion of someone else's eating patterns. Like, come on. All right, enough of a rant. Okay, so what I got on my Chipotle burrito bowl was double the chicken, double the rice. I had every sauce that they have put on here because I like all the different sauces. I got the fajita vegetables on here, and I got cheese, guacamole, and it was good. But you know what is really weird? It's not as good as I remember it. You know what I mean? Like, it's extremely spicy, which I love. I love spicy things, but I don't know why. Maybe it's because I've broken like my food addictions, that sort of thing, because like I used to get the Chipotle bowl when I was pregnant, and it was like, oh my God, well, that too. Maybe I was just craving it. So I switched it over to a bowl because it was easier to eat in a bowl because it's pretty big. And as an OMAD meal, this is a really good OMAD meal. Like, it's a really very balanced meal with all the different macronutrients. And so I also take my vitamins around this time when I eat. And so after I got the results back from my microbiome test, they actually create custom vitamins based on what my blood test and my microbiome test came back saying that I'm lacking, that I need to incorporate. And so the exact blend of my vitamins are exact to my body. And so that is another thing that I really liked about this test. And I take my probiotics and my prebiotics. Typically, I actually mix those probiotics in with my pro shake when I have that pro shake an hour before I break my fast. And I also take these other supplements. This is an NAD booster, which I'm obsessed. I've done so much research on longevity, and since incorporating the NAD booster in with everything else that I'm doing, I think I've definitely noticed a big difference to like my energy level, and just cellularly, I think I can feel a difference. Anyway, do some research into NAD boosters. I love it. So here's my supplement. This is the custom blend that they created for me. You can do the microbiome test, get all the information, and like get your values for everything that you need to consume back from that if you want to just get it wherever you want. But for me, it's very convenient just to have it in one place, and I wanted to make sure I was doing all of the recommendations that they gave me, and so that's why I'm implementing the entire system. And so I jumped on the rebounder this afternoon as well. Like I said, I'm starting to get actually addicted to the rebounder. It feels so good to rebound, and when I started, I could only do like 1 to 2 minutes at a time. Now I'm up to like 10-minute intervals at a time, and I really do like the way that I feel when I get on this thing. I listen to music or I'm listening to a podcast, and it's just a great way to just like raise your energy up and to get into like a positive vibe and really get that lymph flowing. And so I also lifted some weights. I did the kettlebell swings, and I did some arm movements here. I'm really trying to focus on maintaining my muscle mass. And this is what my glucose monitor was doing at this point for my continuous glucose monitor that I have installed in my arm. And you can see after that meal, my glucose starts rising, and that's when I go for a walk. And studies have shown that going for like a 15-minute walk after you eat helps to stabilize your blood glucose levels, and that's exactly what I do every single day. I've gotten into the habit of just doing this 15-minute walk, doing my rebounder, and it's really helping me live my best life. So the 15-minute walk, I also listen to either a podcast or some sort of educational content, or I'm listening to music. Lately, I've just been like putting on music just to get into that like positive vibe. And then I drank some water, and I did some work, and I got some of my packaging done for you guys who are trying out the ketones. I send out my samples every single day so you guys can try those out. And then it was time to pick the kids up from the bus. My husband is not around because he is traveling for his purpose and his passion in life. He has his own career, and so he was traveling. And so I picked the kids up off the bus, and then I had my second ketone of the day. So my first ketone was that pro, because there's ketones in there along with protein. And then this is a decaf apple, and I added the lemon Mitoplex, and I'm telling you guys, do not do it. It tastes disgusting. It was so gross. Like, I dumped this one, and I actually mixed up just the apple on its own without the Mitoplex. I like the lemon Mitoplex mixed up with different things, but definitely not with the new sour apple. The sour apple like definitely tastes like a Jolly Rancher sour apple, but I don't suggest mixing it with the Mitoplex electrolytes. And then I took the kids to Chipotle. They had so much fun this afternoon, and this is the liquid willpower in action, because I didn't even have a bite of any of the stuff that the kids were eating. And once my fasted window closes out, that's it. Like, I just stick with water. I have my decaf ketones in the afternoon every single day. I have it basically everything on autopilot at this point, and it feels really good. And I'm able to just create that balance without feeling restricted, and be able to stay in a calorie deficit without feeling restricted. And I can eat whatever I want in my eating window, and I feel really, really good. And I'm on this ridiculous roll where I just feel this harmony with my body, and so I can't wait to see what happens. Okay, so here is my breakdown of the entire day. That Chipotle meal, I'm telling you, is like actually a very, very good option if you're like, okay, what the heck do I eat for OMAD? Because check this out. This meal all together with everything I consumed today, with my ketones, my Keto Pro, plus my Chipotle, it came to 1,515 calories, which keeps me at a calorie deficit. And that number, that 1678 you see there, that is my goal calorie deficit. So, but anything below 2,200 calories really is going to be at a deficit for me. And then my protein here is 92. You can see 111 is my goal. 92 is pretty close to that. So I'm very happy with that protein number. I guess I probably could have had some additional protein added to this here because I do have it within my calorie budget to be able to do that. And I could have added just a little bit more here if I wanted to add maybe some additional chicken to this or just something else to add some protein. I could do that. My carbs, the carbs and the fat, again, I'm really not too concerned with this. Some days I just naturally eat lower carbs than others. And if it is a lower carb day, I will change in my app. I'm using the Carbon Diet Coach app, it's called. I will change in my app the carb setting from a balanced diet to a low carb diet just for that day, and then I'll switch it back to a balance the next day. Because what I'm doing here is I'm just eating to satiety and what I feel is the right amount of food, and then I'm just putting it in my app afterwards, and I'm kind of seeing where I'm falling and seeing if I need anything like to bump up the protein or something like that. And then my fat here actually was on point for this setting here on these macros is for the balanced lifestyle. They also have a ketogenic option there if you wanted to do keto in that app. I really do like it. It's not free, just letting you know ahead of time. I have no affiliation with it at all. I just like this app. And then my eating window today was 20 minutes, and you can see what my blood glucose did with my continuous glucose monitor. Again, I am not worried about my glucose going up with my one meal because I'm only eating one meal. If my glucose was spiking all throughout the day, that's when you start really coming into a problem. But I am mindful to keep my glucose as stable as I possibly can. And so you can see here I had my Pro Shake, and then I had my meal, and then my glucose, it rose, but it did not have like one gigantic spike and crash. I didn't crash at all. And that's where I think the benefit is, and that's why I'm not seeing any cravings or anything. You start getting cravings when your glucose spikes up and then it goes below your baseline. And that's typically when you will start seeing cravings and stuff. I have not had any hunger this entire time I've been doing OMAD. I've had no cravings, but I also follow a very strategic strategy with utilizing my ketones in a way, and also training my body to get used to fasting ahead of time before I started doing OMAD. So I was fasted 24 hours and 21 minutes. Thanks guys for watching this one. If you found this helpful and you want to see me do more of these what I eat in a day videos, put it in the comments below. I would love to hear your feedback and just to hear how you are doing with your own personal goals. Take care.